Como é que é, pessoal? Bem-vindos novamente ao Underground Voice ao vivo. Os meus convidados de hoje, Edge of Paradise. Estou aqui a conversar com a vocalista Margarita. Thank you so much for being here. It's a huge honor to meet you. So welcome to Underground's Voice. Um, you guys are recording a new album, and we can see some little videos of this recording on your social media. What can you expect about this new album, and you have any idea about the release date?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. We are recording a new album, and it's I think it's definitely our best music to date. It's much more cinematic and exciting. It has really interesting themes, and I think it's very relevant to the present times. And it's definitely going to be out in 2021. We don't know exact release date. Hopefully, it will release when tours can come back around. We're looking at maybe spring or summer of next year. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, you guys had to cancel a lot of big plans you had for this year due to the pandemic. So you guys probably started to compose new music before than you expected. Would this new album exist in this moment if this pandemic didn't happen?
Yeah, it's kind of it's strange in a way because we were supposed to tour with Hammerfall and we were so bummed. We were holding out till the very last minute because when this whole thing started, we were like, for sure we're going to have the tour because it's all the way out in September. But then as things started getting closer and closer, it was just, you know, and this pandemic had no end in sight. So the tour ended up being canceled and we were extremely bummed. But we started recording new music, and I think it's just like the whole situation really gave me new ideas, and I drew inspiration from the horrible times, basically, because it's so tough for everyone. But I always believe that when life throws you these curveballs, and when we have something, have a bad situation, try to make something good out of it, because what else can we do? So, and honestly, recording the album has been keeping me sane because I love creating, I love doing stuff all the time, and it's kind of like a way for me to make something out of nothing, and in a way, it's been kind of a blessing for us just because we really got the time to focus on the new music, and we don't have to worry about timing and going on the road. We can just focus on recording and creating.
Yeah. Well, the latest album, Universe, was released last year, and it had and still have an incredible feedback from everywhere, every corner of the world. Um, it's fair to say that the band has grown more with this album than in the entire career before?
Yes, definitely. Universe was a huge step up from us. I think that's the album where we really came into our own. We really found our sound. We really found what we wanted the band to, the world to be, And, we were lucky that on this album we went on the European tour, and it was our debut label release on Frontiers. So a lot of pieces came together, and that's why we were so looking forward to this Hammerfall tour, because it was going to be our US and Canada tour to elevate the release even more. But we keep going and the band keeps growing, and we're really lucky to have people like you supporting us. So we're really grateful and excited, for the future. So
Anyway, the success of this album took the band on tour with Sonata Arctica, which is a huge band. How was the experience of sharing the stage with them? I mean, you guys playing in bigger venues for bigger audience than you were used to before.
Yeah, actually, this background is one of the shows from Sonata Arctica tour. It was amazing. Sonata Arctica and then Temple Balls, who also opened the tour. You know, both they're all such great people, and we learned a lot. And the one of the coolest things is that we met people that have been following the band for years now, and we finally got to go to their country, and we love meeting people, and it's a you know, one of the greatest things for us about touring is that kind of face to face with the fans and experiencing the music live. So that was awesome. And then, you know, European venues and just the people, so much energy and so much, you know, the love of music is in the air. So it's really awesome. We really hope to go back. You know, we actually already have a tour lined up, so hopefully things will open up in 2021, and we're gonna be heading out to Europe again.
Yeah, we hope so. As you said, you guys meet some fans in Europe, and on the other end, you played for the Sonata Arctica fans who probably never heard about the band before. How was their feedback to your show? Did they talk with you about some merch, or they just like who the hell is these guys? I don't know. Probably they like dates though.
Yeah, you know, it's always I was really nervous going there just because I mean we have a fan base in Europe, but not, you know, obviously Sonata Arctica has their fan base, you know, predominantly at the shows. So I was really nervous because we were all also the only the only U.S. band, and you know, I don't want to like say this female fronted because I'm not a fan of the term, but I am, you know, the only girl on tour. So you know, it's always kind of in the back of your mind how our fans going to react. But to our surprise, I guess, you know, our name was pretty big on the tour posters, and then listened to us on Spotify, so they already kind of knew who we were, and what we are gonna sound like. So it was great. I mean, we made a ton of new fans, and people were, you know, they thought we were a European band. So and then some people knew we were I don't know. It's really interesting when you go to different countries, the way fans react. Sometimes, like, people are really loud. For example, Eastern Europe, people are really exuberant and like they hug you after the show, and they're really loud at the show. And then you go to a country like Belgium, and everybody's really reserved. And then we thought, oh my God, they hated us. And then it was the show that we sold the most merch. So you can never tell because every country is so different, but by the way people act, and it's just a really interesting experience. So
Yeah, they're all different, right?
mm-hmm.
Talking a little bit about the video clips you guys did from this album, The Universe. I can be wrong, but in my opinion, video clips are a really important thing for the band. They're all really well thought and produced too. They have a concept. They're really well worked too. The exception is Hollow, where you just want to show how much you had fun on this tour. Am I right?
Yeah, Hollow. Yeah, that's right. And for us, like, I come from, you know, my background is more like in theater, so I love visual art and videos, and just, you know, the visual aspect of the band is really important to me. And I really wanted to, you know, make videos that represent the music. And, you know, I always want to do more. I always want to create like mini movies for each song. But then, you know, you run into issue of timing and budget and all that boring stuff. So hopefully as the band keeps growing, like for this album, we already have a video planned out for the title track, and we're working with an amazing filmmaker, and he has like this really cool concept. And it's, you know, it's probably going to be the first time that we are working on more of like a high budget video that is going to be like a movie in a way. So I'm really, really excited for it. And hopefully, as the band grows, we can make more engaging videos.
Yeah, looking forward for the new songs. You also released a few acoustic versions of a couple of songs some months ago. Was it planned, or it was just to stay active in these crazy times we're living in?
Yeah, it was mostly to, we were like, what are we gonna do? We didn't know what to do with ourselves. And we started to write the new music, and then, everybody started doing these live stream things. So we were like, let's do some acoustic songs. And, I love doing that because it's really fun and people seem to like it. So we did some of the acoustic songs, and then we focused on just making the new album. And once we dove into that realm, it's just took over because it's so time consuming, and it's an undertaking making a new album, especially like our type of music. So much goes into it. There's thousands of layers in the songs, so it's just time consuming. But yeah, maybe we'll do some more acoustic songs in the future. We'll see.
Hope so. Uh, Edge of Paradise will complete 10 years of career and next year. That's great.
Crazy.
Would you expect to be where you are as a band right now, back in that day where you and Dave started the band?
Yeah, that's a tough question because with us, we really devoted everything to this band. So no matter where we are in our career, we always want to look further and do bigger. And it seems to like we never seem to reach that point where we're like, oh, that's cool now. We always want to do more. But time flies, and looking back, I mean, we overcame so many obstacles and so many hurdles, and we met so many amazing people, and it's just so cool to build the world of of the band, and just build relationships that when you know that your music has an effect on someone, that's really profound for us. And that's the biggest compliment, and that's why we do it. And touring, making music is just what we love to do. So
Can you expect something special to celebrate this date, or it will just be the new album and some tours?
yeah, I mean, we'll see where the world is at. I mean, obviously the new album will be coming out around that time. um Hopefully we'll be on tour celebrating. We'll see.
And you're an artist, and beside music, you also do some incredible paintings, which are amazing pieces of art. Can you tell us more about your work?
Thank you so much. Yes, so my mom always made paintings when I was growing up, so I loved doing that. It was always like a hobby. And yeah, I don't even know how I kind of started to incorporate it with the band. I think I posted a while ago some of my painting, and somebody was like, oh, that's cool, and they wanted it. So I started making it for people. And then when Universe came out, I made like special edition boxes with my painting on each box representing the song, and people seem to have liked that. And it feels really cool for me to be able to do that and incorporate it with the band. um, because I love I love art. And I recently put together a book of all my paintings in one place. So that was really cool. I'm just really grateful people are digging what I'm drawing. So yeah.
You can probably paint the cover of the new album. I don't know. It's an idea.
People always ask me. I love leaving the cover up to somebody else, because it's just like another point of view. I love collaborating with people, and if someone always brings something extra, that's why I don't want to do everything myself.
Well, you live in the United States for a long time, but you were born in Armenia. which is living a huge conflict in the last few months. Everyone is being concerned about this pandemic or the elections in the United States, and everyone has forgotten that Armenia is living a war. System of a Down had to release two songs for people understand what's going on there. So first question about that, how do you look at this conflict in your country? Do you still have family on there? And second questions, do you believe that music can more and more be like an alert role for what's happening in the world?
Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing that up. I think a lot of people, especially in the US, they don't really know about what's going on over there. And I do have a lot of family there still. And I mean, it's incredibly sad and really unbelievable that something like that can happen in this day and age. So many people, like, suffering for pretty much no reason. If you think about it, I mean, it could be resolved in many other ways. It's really tough to talk about just because there's so many different opinions about this, and it's such a hot subject. Like, even a few weeks ago, I posted on our story and the Armenian flag, just to show support, and a lot of people showed their support, but then a lot of people on the other side was like, from the other side showed some hate. So it's really sad that some people lack empathy, and just because at the end of the day, no matter the conflict between governments, it's the innocent that suffer, and that's the sad thing. So for us, like, it was really cool to see System of a Down to do those songs, and they were great songs, and I think a lot of people found out about the conflict through that. So music has always served an important role in this during such times. And I, like Dave and I were thinking, we wanted to do something as well. It's just like, the bigger the band gets, I really want to make more of a difference during such times. So hopefully the world is heading towards a better place, and I hope that music can bring light to somebody even in the darkest of times, and remind people that we do have this one life, and we need to make the best of it, because what's the point? What's the point of just creating pain and sadness and hardship for others? We're all in this together. So I think we should focus on the music to unite us.
Yeah, it's really sad to see that you need a band make some music to know what's going on. It's really sad.
Well, it's also the news, the media. It's like they're so I think it should be covered more, because it's really up to the mainstream media to deliver the news to people, and deliver the news unbiased, so people can see what's happening and make up their own minds.
Yeah. Well, if there is a new tour in the next year, and I really hope so, can you expect finally one show here in Portugal?
Yes, we were actually planning some shows in Portugal before this whole thing happened. So it's definitely on our radar. Hopefully in 2021 we will see you.
I'll be there for sure. And I hope you can record a live interview this time.
That'd be awesome. I love live interviews.
Yeah, way better than these ones. Finally, thank you so much once again for being here. It was a huge honor to meet you and to have you there at Underground's Voice. Last words for Underground's Voice viewers and the Portuguese fans of Edge of Paradise.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and thank you to all who listened, and thank you for support. And I want to also mention, since it's the holidays, we have this tradition with the band where we send out signed postcards to everybody who wants one. So keep an eye out for that. We will be announcing that soon, and all you have to do is just send us your mailing address, and we send you a signed postcard with cool artwork. And this year it's going to be sort of a mystery postcard, because in the back of it is one of the artworks from the album with the track listing. So.
I will want. Thank you so much once again, and stay safe.
Thank you so much for having me.